he set it up. 80. And Hine may only get a dart here to send us all the way. He's going to get 2 at double 10. But again, 70. The misses there apparently. He's now missed 18 darts at a double in this game. And this game could be over if Hendrik can pin the double 10. It's been a match marred by missed doubles, but it is Stefan Hendrik who finds the match-winning one. He gets the better of Steve Hine by 4 legs to 2. Relief on the face of the Belgian more than anything else, whilst the Muffin Man will walk back down the stage wondering how he's lost that encounter. Where it's the 2 from 20 on the doubles that you can see in your screen there, which is the contributing factor as to why. Hendrik off the mark with a 4-2 win. Coming up after the break, Tom Lonsdale, the man who came so close to winning Group A, takes on the favourite to win Group B, Scotty Dog Mitchell.
I'm a world champion. Nina.
Tops of the match. Tops of the win, and that was a typically Scott Mitchell performance. Average of 90, 36% on the doubles, and he gets the better of Tom Lonsdale by 4 legs to 1. Starting as he means to go on, the former world champion for Tom Lonsdale, he'll be hoping that there is a slight improvement of performance. That the tail of the tape then from our second match of the evening session. Coming up afterwards, we're going to see Mike van Duivenbode, who's making his debut here at the Super Series. A longer rate return to the hockey for him against Steve Hine, who's already lost tonight.
Before I had surgery, and they made me look like Austin Powers. That's why some of my older pals who used to play count with me still call me Austin.
Mike, you require 99.
I think even Steve Hine remembers that. Made my first winning appearance for Northumberland against his county of Warwickshire. Oh, hello.
Third leg, Mike van Duivenbode.
Anybody
into that? Well, that's some achievement.
You just had cold turkey and pigeon in the same sentence. I am all over that. I'm very impressed. Bullseye, anybody? Apparently so.
Fourth leg, Mike van Duivenbode.
Now, those odds at the start of the night, Henry, do they look a little bit silly all of a sudden? By the winners of series. I know everybody in Scandinavia was very much buoyed by the fact that Harrison was so brilliant, but that is a double hit at the first time of asking, and you saw his...
To take us all the way to a deciding leg. He's already had the 118 in this match. He's not going to have a second consecutive ton topper, but he's piled the pressure on if van Duivenbode misses more match darts. One left. And finds it. And Mike van Duivenbode, who announces himself on the Super Series stage with a win on debut. He gets the better of Steve Hine by 4 legs to 2. And it means that the unknown quantity is very much now known to the field. The pigeon off to a flying start. As to Steve Hine, when he's already chasing his tail a little bit because he's played 2 matches and lost 2 matches. He's going to have to, you feel, win both of his last games of the evening to really keep himself in the mix. Van Duivenbode 4-2 winner against Steve Hine. Coming up after the break, the 2 other winners so far this evening go toe-to-toe, Hendrik and Mitchell.
He could still win it. It's going to be double 16 for Big Scott.
Game shot on the third
Very
leg,
well planted.
Scott Mitchell.
He's back in this match now.
He's left himself tops of the match, and Hendrik now has to take out the 104. He's been backpedaling for a couple of legs, but he could square up. He does square up. He finds the 104. Hendrik. When Mitchell was sat on tops of the match, he sends us all the way, does the Belgian. 7 from 5.
30% on doubles coming to this point. Can he finish the job before Mitchell gets another chance to do just that?
Game shot. No mistake from Hendrik. Don't apologise. You won the game. And you're the player first to 4 points in this group. Stefan Hendrik gets the better of Scott Mitchell by 4 legs to 3 in a game that ebbed and flowed. The tide had turned on a few occasions. But it's Hendrik who gets over the line by 4 legs to 3. That 104 in leg 6 crucial. Mitchell sat on tops to win the match. Coming up after the break, Tom Lonsdale takes on Mike van Duivenbode. 6 starts from 91 to do exactly that. He may only need 2. This could be an 11-darter. This is really good for Mike van Duivenbode. 12-dart leg to break the throw. He leads 3-2 and is now a leg away from his second win of the evening. Kickstart the night. tops to make it 2 wins from 2 for Mike van Duivenbode. And the man whose last name means pigeon messenger is sending out a message to the field. He may have been away for a while, but he has come back in fine fettle. As for Tom Lonsdale, well, that's 2 games played, 2 defeats for him. Van Duivenbode a 4-2 winner in that contest. Good average, good doubling, a lot to like from his performances. He's at the top of the table at the halfway point of the night. Coming up after the break, we're going to see 2 experienced campaigners go toe-to-toe as Steve Hine takes on Scott Mitchell.
Wherever this single goes, he won't have to move.
But where he will move is to the top of the table, because Scott Mitchell, courtesy of that 4-1 win against Steve Hine, sails all the way to the summit of Group B. It's his 2nd win in 3 matches. Mitchell getting the better of Hine by 4 legs to 1. That's the tail of the tape. Next up, it's Stefan Hendrik up against Tom Lonsdale.
He doesn't want to mess around with it.
150.
He definitely shouldn't.
Tommy require 40.
2 10s for a 4-2 win. And Lonsdale's finally on the board. The cry of come on was matched with that winning dart. And Lonsdale eventually picks up that elusive win. He beats Stefan Hendrik by 4 legs to 2. And it means he is still lurking around that chasing pack. Coming up after the break, Scott Mitchell takes on Mike van Duivenbode. The winner of this contest will move on to 6 points.
Wow, the pigeon is alive and well.
And van Duivenbode, who's already taken out the 130 in this match, is looking for 115, and this would be another nick. And this would sting Scott if this tops goes. He's done it again. He had no right to win the last leg when he won the 130. He had no right to win this leg, and he takes out the 115. Van Duivenbode has swung this game in his favour and then some. To end his night with 3 wins and 4, Mitchell wants tops.
No score.
But match darts have come and gone.
Mikey require 121.
That 3rd dart was not close. If it's a 3rd ton plus finish in this match, Mitchell will feel void.
He's not going to get a dart on the bullseye.
57.
And so Mitchell will come back for tops, but this time 40. He cannot miss.
Game shot.
Before a dart was thrown, Scott Mitchell was the bookmakers' favourite to win Group B. And with 3 wins from 4 on his opening night, he is in very good stead to progress through to Saturday evening's showpiece. He inflicts the first defeat of the evening on Mike van Duivenbode. It's a 4-3 success for the former world champion. And that was despite missing 14 darts at a double. There's back-to-back ton plus checkouts of Mike at the beginning of the match, but he gave himself the opportunity to push forward as a result of it, but it's Mitchell that's got the result. Coming up after the break, Tom Lonsdale takes on Steve Hine.
Steve, you require 90.
Hine's thinking double 15.
Game shot on the 3rd leg.
Something's
Steve
cooking.
Hine.
And it's not a pie.
Steve,
surely this time
20.
the Muffin Man will find the mark.
Game shot
and with his 4th match dart, he gets his first 2 points of his campaign, and that might just be enough to stay relevant, because we do now know as we go into our last match, we are going to have 2 players on 6 points overnight. We are going to have 1 player on 4, and 2 players, both who took part in that match, are going to rest overnight on those 2 points that they've found. But Steve Hine has overtaken Tom Lonsdale and takes 4th position after day 1. That last game is coming up. It's going to be Mike van Duivenbode against Stefan Hendrik.
Have to wait. He may have to wait a leg longer, but Hendrik's missed the big number. And now Van Duivenbode has got a tangible chance. 3 in his hand, a double 8 to kill the game off. And he only needs the 1. And Mike Van Duivenbode on debut has put in a night to be really pleased with. The Pigeon is not quite on the perch, but he has got 6 points to his name. In fact, he will end the night top of the table. 92.5 average, 4 from 7 on the doubles. A real good night that for Mike Van Duivenbode. He's going to end it top of the league standings. He beat Stefan Hendrik by 4 legs to 0. And when we return after this short break, we're going to round up all of the day's action, all 13 hours of it. Welcome back to the live lounge here in Portsmouth for the Bode Super Series, where all 10 matches on this Thursday night have been completed. Myself and Paul Nicholson have been watching every single game in the commentary box. This is what we have seen. Well, it's been a night dominated by 2 players. Not a surprise, Scott Mitchell's 3 out of 4, but maybe considering we didn't know the form guide of Mike Van Duivenbode, a first night which maybe we didn't expect from him straight away.
Listen, I don't think we expected anything from Mike. If he'd gone up there tonight and not performed at all, we would have said he's just rusty. But the fact is, he's gone up there tonight, looked really comfortable, and he has been the best player tonight. He's put in a pure performance at the end there, averaging 92.5. He looked really good. And to be honest with you, I think he could have gone again for a 5th or a 6th game. Just got a good engine. He's young, still got talent, and he's very close to qualifying already. Just a little bit of work on Friday night and he'll be on a Saturday for the first time.
I usually ask you with a player like Mike, what was your most pleasing attribute about him? But it's perhaps the most pleasing part, the fact that everything seemed to click together.
It's demeanour. Just looked really cool up there. The conditions haven't been ideal today. It's been really sticky. He hasn't complained once. He's just gone up there and done his job. Really professional job. And I think he should be really proud of it.
Scott Mitchell, 3 wins out of 4. Had a little bit of a blip in the middle of the session, but ended fairly strongly.
Yeah, the blip, it wasn't a good game, but the fact that he's gone up there and won 6 points anyway, it's a really solid start. I think with his experience and the way that other players are playing around him, I can see him getting through quite comfortably. Probably by the time we have our halftime chat on Friday night. If he's not there by then, he'll be through soon after.
Well, Scott Mitchell then on 6 points as well as Mike Van Duivenbode. Stefan Hendrik on 4 points in the group. Now, one thing he did do tonight was really pick apart opportunities. When opponents missed, he found a way to hit.
Yeah, he did early on, but he has stumbled towards the end. And the one thing that doesn't particularly bode well for Stefan is losing that last game 4-0 has really damaged his leg difference, has brought him closer to the bottom 2 of Lonsdale and Hine. So he's more susceptible than he was about 20 minutes ago. So he's got to be really on point come Friday night. Otherwise, he could be on the chopping block.
Well, let's have a look at the table then going into the final day's action in Group B, because you see there Steve Hine, Tom Lonsdale, both on 2 points, both -5 as well. Actually, everything's identical as far as that pair is concerned. Neither player are going to sleep well tonight, but who do you think is going to sleep worse?
It's a good question, actually. I think it's pretty even. I know that they've got the same points and the same leg difference, but they've had tough nights at the office. I think more relief than anything else for Steve Hine because he managed to get a win in his last match at the expense of Lonsdale. So when they come into this, I think they'll be really, really happy with that last game where they've brought Hendrik closer and now they can see what they have to do to make the top 3. So maybe they won't sleep as bad as some people might think.
And back again tomorrow.
I think so. We've got to come back and we've got to finish off this week 9 melee. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to be joining Conor Hine after the double session.
Well, it's been great fun in your company today. We shall do it again tomorrow morning. Paul, thank you very much. Thank you as well for your company at home on what has been a marathon day here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, where Scotty Dog, well, he's done the business, but it's the Pigeon that is at the top of the perch.